Welcome back to my Scuffed hardcore world. In this video I'll set up a farm, start employing villagers, and go to the Nether. I just want to say that I had some difficulties recording this episode, so I lost a bit of footage. But what I lost was not too important, so here we are. I loaded up the world to take a screenshot for the thumbnail for the first video, and heard some villager noises, so I was initially confused. I went outside and realized that the villager noises I heard belonged to a pillager patrol. Instead of shooting me, one of the pillagers shot his friend. I had my shield out, so I was fairly safe, but I was nervous about the other pillagers appearing, because there was only two of them, and neither were captains. More pillagers came over the hill, and I realized that if I tried to fight them, I would die, so I went home at half health. I sat inside my house and decided to leave the world. I ended up killing the pillagers off camera, as you can tell by the icon on the top right. That icon, Bad Omen, means that if I go into the village, a raid will start, and I'm definitely not ready to battle that just yet. I made a bucket, because the only way to get rid of Bad Omen is to drink milk, which means I have to milk a cow. I had thinned out the population of cows near my house, so I had to go farther away than I would have liked. I put down the pillager banner on my house and went to sleep. The next morning I left in pursuit of a cow, in a different direction than the village. I once again turned up my render distance so I would be able to see the cow from far away. I went toward a spruce forest, and I saw a cow. Can you milk a donkey? No, you can't. I got a bucket of milk and drank it, so now it will be safe to go to the village. If you were wondering, yes, I did kill those cows. I emptied my hand and became best friends with the donkey. I might put a saddle on him eventually. I went back home and saw another cave, still too nervous to explore those. I had plans to start a farm, so I made a bunch of fences. I cleared out the area next to my house and started placing down the fences. I finished the fence and went inside to craft a fence gate. I also made a hoe. The area I fenced off was too small, so I expanded it with the leftover fences. I went into the forest to get some logs to finish my house. I got 38 logs, that'll be enough. I finished my house by adding logs to the corners. Looks pretty nice. The next morning I finished the farm. I made a grass path around the area so that I wouldn't have to walk on my crops, and I put 2 dirt between every water flow, which isn't the most efficient, but it's fine for now. I irrigated the land and filled the trenches with water. I planted seeds and then I was finished. I lit up the farm with torches and went out to get more seeds, as the farm was not full yet. I filled it up and went inside to create another chest, and accidentally made 3. I also cooked the remains of those cows from earlier. I crafted the diamond pickaxe, so now it's time to mine some obsidian. A lot of obsidian. Enough for an enchantment table and another portal with corners. A chicken tried to rob me, so I executed it immediately. I got a bucket of water and went down to the first lava lake I had found last episode. This is going to take a while. Unfortunately, it wasn't just 1 block deep, so it was a bit more difficult. 18 obsidian later, I went back to the surface and went to sleep. I lost some footage here, where I went to the village and gave some villagers professions, and started building a wall around the village. I planted some sugarcane next to the river, which I'm going to need to make books and bookshelves for enchanting. Then I went back to the village. I had also closed off the caves near the village just to be safer. I don't want to lose any villagers. I continued to build the wall. I want this to wrap around the entire village so that the villagers can live here safely. I had the cartographer in this house. Cartographers have great trades, and when I level him up, he'll be a great source of emeralds. Right now, though, he's not that great. He only has 24 paper for an emerald and 7 emeralds for a map. I built a side platform on the cartographer's house so it would be easier to trade with him. It didn't help. This villager was giving me attitude. He's lucky that the iron golem is protecting him. Speaking of the iron golem, he was just standing on top of my crafting table. I'm not sure why. I had a farmer in this house. He'll be my main source of emeralds for now, at least until I level up the cartographer. I can trade 20 wheat for an emerald, so that's what my farm is for. If you do the math, he also crafts bread for you for a fee of 2 wheat. I went home. All this trip to the village reminded me of was that I needed sugarcane. I went mining for the first time this episode, not including the obsidian from earlier. I made some purchases and decided to place down a chest to get rid of the trash in my inventory. I was originally gonna mine with my iron pick, but I don't think I have enough iron for that yet, so I crafted the stone pick. I found another lava cave. I think I started my mine in a bad place. There's lava everywhere. I wasn't finding much, just a bit of iron and redstone, and my pickaxe was almost broken, so I stopped mining. It was nighttime. I went to sleep. I killed a zombie, but not before he lit me on fire. It's fine. I handled it. The zombie dropped a carrot, so now I could farm something other than wheat. Speaking of wheat, there was a bit of it full grown, so I took it. I also killed a spider to get string. I wanted to craft a fishing rod so I can get enchanted books and bows from fishing, but I don't have enough string, so that's a mission for next episode. I took 3 sugar cane in hopes of making a lectern, not realizing that I would need 9, enough for 3 books. I made a book anyway, and made an enchantment table with it, although it won't be of much use to me until I get some bookshelves. I checked the enchantments for my diamond pickaxe. Only efficiency 1 and unbreaking 1, nothing worth my lapis and XP. I found some wild sugarcane and stole it for my own purposes. Then I found this really cool lagoon near the village. I've never seen anything like it before. I swam through it, hitting some kelp on the way. I've no real purpose for it except maybe smelting. It's just satisfying to break. Then I ran over to the village. There's some nice horses here. It's too bad I don't have a saddle. That's something I can get from fishing, so next episode. I punched wheat in the village garden, and I was gonna leave it, but then my guilt got the better of me, and I planted a wheat seed in its place. I stopped to grab some sand, which I'm gonna need to trade with the cartographer. Another thing I was doing in the footage I lost was building a frame for my new base. My new base will sit on a peninsula between a river and a bay. Once I destroy that large sand hill, it will have a perfect view of the village and the ocean. I finished the foundation for my house just as the sun began to set. I went to sleep in one of the village's houses. Next episode I might go explore that swamp. It looks interesting. I want to put a staircase here to connect the 2 parts of the village, but I'll do that when I have stairs, not just cobblestone. I found a villager stuck on the side of the hill, and when trying to free him, the land next to me collapsed into a cave. More sand fell when I tried to cover up the hole and suffocated a creeper. Luckily, the villager made it out okay. I tried to give the village cow some more room in his pen, but he escaped, so I had to prosecute him. I fixed up the town center by flattening the grass, but I couldn't finish because my shovel broke. I was peacefully crafting some walls when this villager tried pushing me around. Maybe he just doesn't want to be trapped in this village forever. Too bad for him. I continued building the wall around one side of the village. I've seen iron golems giving poppies to villager children, so I was wondering if he did anything if I gave him a poppy. He did not. After I ran out of walls, I saw that there was still a villager outside the wall. I knew that there were spots where he could go around the wall, but I'm not sure if he's smart enough for that, so I put some cobblestone there so he could get back in. Then I went home. There's not much else to do at the village until I get a lectern or just some more emeralds. Now I'm back in the village. I lost more footage here. I had just been farming and lengthening the wall around the village. But I also lost the footage of going to the Nether. Don't worry though, I'll show you my spawn in the Nether. I'm already going back home. I harvested what wheat was grown and missed the block when planting the seeds. Here's my nether portal, just below my house. I'll move it to my new house when it's finished, but for now it's here. Now it's time for the nether. I brought a chest to put flint and steel in on the other side of the portal, so I never get trapped in if a gas blows up my portal. So basically my nether spawn is in a canyon, and I had built cover when I originally came in here because I heard ghast. So yeah, the nether's out there. The world is on 1.15.2, so no nether biomes, just the wastes. Back to the overworld. It's librarian time. I crafted paper, then books, then a bookshelf, and finally a lectern. Now to choose the lucky villager. I put the lectern down in a house so that this villager would become a librarian. Don't know why he didn't, but I put it closer. This time it worked, but he was only selling sharpness 1. That's really bad. It's not business hours yet, so he won't reset. I put the lectern down for later and sold some wheat to the farmer. Now it's business hours, so I can cycle through enchantments with the librarian. First book, multi-shot. Bad. Second, aqua affinity. Useful, but easy to get from an enchantment table. Third, sharpness 5. That's amazing. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Next episode I'll be working on my house, so stay tuned for that. Like if you liked the video. Bye.